Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. I was on a work trip, so I took a couple weeks break from my uploads, but I'm back now with a very special video as celebration for 30,000 subscribers, 20,000 Discord members and 3 million video views here on YouTube. And hopefully you will enjoy it. Alright, today I woke up with a very original idea of customizing the graphics of my channel for live streaming, which by the way won't happen until I relocate because I live in the tundra and probably not even Elon Musk with his big satellites can give me a stable connection. Since I wanted to do something sweet and I didn't feel like hiring a design studio and spend thousands of dollars, which I really need to buy pizzas, I decided to send a super convincing email to Fiverr to sponsor me a video. It turns out my persuasion skills aren't that bad, because after they read the plan for this video, which by the way was more or less like this one, they really sent me the money. So yeah, this video is actually sponsored by Fiverr. I wonder why this never worked with my mom when I needed money as a teenager. Well, apparently Christmas came early for me and I'm gonna spend all of Fiverr's money to hire a bunch of people to make my stream look less like this and more like this. I've actually purchased many gigs on Fiverr in the past when I was starting out my channel because I was a complete knucklehead with all kinds of editing, and to be honest, I've had some great results. The logo of my channel, for example, costed only 25 bucks and took 1 day to make. This like and subscribe button, 5 bucks. And you know why I said that? Because I mean, this channel isn't that trash at the end. You should really consider subscribing. Oh, I almost forgot. This entire animation was made on Fiverr as well by this awesome artist called Priya. Hey Priya, give yourself a shout out, will ya? You will find the link to her gig linked down below. But now, let's go on Fiverr and spend some money, shall we? All the gigs we are going to purchase will be linked down below, and you can use the promo code WEEK10 at checkout to receive 10% off your first purchase until the end of 2022. Later on in this video, we will review the final results, so keep watching or use the video timestamps. Small disclaimer, Fiverr did give me the credit to purchase the gigs and make a video with them, but they didn't have a say on the gigs I wanted to purchase or anything I say in this video. First of all, I need a new stream starting soon panel. After a quick research, I found this guy here who can make a custom starting screen for just $5. Well, let's go for it. Now, what I need are some animated alerts. Since I will play some Valorant, and I will also release a video by the way with a montage of my first week of gameplay, which has also been made here on Fiverr, subscribe if you don't want to miss that, I thought to make something in theme. I hired 2 sellers for 2 different animated alerts. I asked one of them to make something with Reyna, one of my favorite agents, while I told the other seller to make a custom Jett alert, which is the agent that I played the most at the beginning of Valorant, and I honestly still suck when I'm using her. Anyway, I purchased the first gig for 25 bucks and the second one for $35, adding custom sound effects in the gig, which is never bad. Now I need some new stinger transitions. For the ones who don't know what a stinger transition is, it's basically an animation that serves the purpose to switch from a streaming scene to another one and makes the whole process more entertaining and engaging. I found this seller who can make 3 stinger transitions for just 10 bucks. Well, they are not custom, he will just use my logo and the colors I choose, but I decided I want to give it a try. Now let's go for something more complicated and expensive. I need a 3D scene that serves the purpose of being the just chatting scene, something that the viewers will see repeatedly, and therefore it needs to be something cool to watch, including elements maybe from different games I love and games I play on the channel. After quite a lot of research, I found this Fiverr artist called Design Club 9. Having a custom 3D scene made for you can be expensive, and some graphics and design studios ask up to $2,000 or even $3,000 for it. Damn! In the gig description, this guy says that he will design the scene in SketchUp, then render it in Lumion, and that software alone costs more than 1,000 bucks, and add post-production effects and animation in After Effects. Oh, that's a cute cut. I want a cut in my scene as well. I better tell him. He asks for $300, which seems a fair price for the work, so let's go for it. I told him I wanted a medieval environment with maybe a flag, a fire pit, some shelves, a table, and several custom elements from the games I like. Let's see what he can do. For an extra 50 bucks from the same seller, I also purchased an animated facecam with an event banner under it, displaying the latest super chat and members of the livestream. Let's now forward a few days to see the final results.
Several days later.
Here we are back. It took some time to collect all the geeks, especially after requesting the necessary revisions. Remember to ask always for revisions if you need something different. But now I have all the files. Let's review them together. Starting with the big hit, the 3D scene, that costed me $300. After some back and forth with the seller, he sent me this. Wow, that's honestly great. I mean, that's a lot of work he put in here. Oh wow, more than I expected for the price. Let's see what we have. So a big table in the center, like I asked. Then we have a throne with a spear in the background. Some candles here and there on the ceiling, moved by the wind. A fire pit on the left, very nice. A flag on the top, slightly moved by the breeze with my logo on it. Oh yeah, there is the cat I asked for. I told you I was asking for the cat. Sleeping here in the right corner. Then we have some modern elements from Valorant. We have Sova's bow leaning on the table, an operator on top of the table, some shelves full of books and also some various other Valorant weapons and elements. My favorite part is surely this piece of furniture displaying Jett's knives, and one of them is actually floating in the air, like when you use Jett's ability in the actual game. Pretty cool. I also told this designer to add a small Easter egg for Rise of Kingdoms. I'll give you 10 seconds, please find it. Okay, joking, 10 seconds is too much. Did you see it? Yeah, there, on the fire pit. That's the Osiris League trophy as reference to Rise of Kingdoms. And by the way, I'm still waiting for Lilith to send it to me, the actual trophy. Well, I will probably make a video when I receive it. The final result of this 3D scene for $300 is fantastic. Under my request, he sent me both a 1080p version and a 4K version of this. When you purchase a gig, you can add extras on Fiverr at checkout if you need more services from the seller. You can ask for extra animations or source files for your projects in case you would like someone else to rework them in the future, or extra file formats as I did. Stuff like that. Well, I think it's safe to say that I will 100% use this 3D scene in my videos and live streams. The same seller, for the extra 50 bucks, sent me this clean webcam animation, with some green fire going around the edges and some sleek animations on the symbols and the logo. There is some ruby red in the eye of the wolf, and the symbols spinning around from time to time. I sent him the vector file of my logo design so he could easily make a 3D version and animate it. Great work. I'll just ask maybe for a couple small modifications and I think we will be good to go. Going on to the next gig, the starting soon screen. I paid just $5 for it. I wanted to see which kind of quality I could get on Fiverr for such a cheap price, and it turns out it's pretty good. The seller used the font I suggested, which is called Lemon Milk. He also used the color pattern I asked for and put my logo right in the center. Moving it on to OBS Studio, the final result should look like this. I have space on the bottom left for a countdown timer and on the right side for a chat box maybe. Now the Stinger transitions. I purchased 3 of them for just $10 and the seller was so nice to gift an extra one to me. Let's see what we got. So the first one has this circle animation going towards you. The second one, my logo's wiping from left to right, very nice. The third one is probably my favorite, this kinda glitch transition. And the fourth one is just a swipe from right to left with my logo in the center. Overall, pretty good for $10. The alerts. The first one of the 2 sellers, Moonfirst, who is Italian by the way, Viva l'Italia, has a chibi style for his drawings, which I like a lot. And he also sent me some sketches along the way, always appreciated in the process. Communication is always essential, especially if you want to bring your projects to life, and the sellers who talk to you during the process and send you previews are usually the ones who gave me the best results. Like in this case, he delivered a chibi version of Reina launching her blinding ability. I love the style and the animation itself, I'm 100% going to use that. The second seller made a Jett alert for me using sound effects. I like how Jett rises up like she's using one of her abilities, and then she throws a knife forward. That's exactly what I asked for. Graphically, It is very nice, even though I prefer the previous one, but I could still use both. I will think about it. So to recap, the gigs shown in this video costed a grand total of $835, with a 2D custom animated explainer at the beginning costing $410, plus several tips to my favorite sellers, plus some other gigs I haven't shown to keep this short. We can say I was in the neighborhood of $1,000, actually a little bit more. Hopefully, you enjoyed the results. I remember all the gigs shown in this video, together with some other of my favorites, are linked down below. They are affiliate links which will not cost you anything more, and Fiverr also offer the viewers of this channel a special discount. You can use the code WEEK10 at checkout to receive 10% off your first purchase. Use it wisely. Thanks again to Fiverr for sponsoring this video, and thanks to you for watching and subscribing. See ya! Ciao ciao!